Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the round table. And today, we are a bit of a chilled one today. We're going to be talking about the first details for Predator 5. That's the primary reason we are doing this live stream tonight. This will actually be on the channel later as well. So if you're watching this back, hey, you missed it. I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. GMT, and that's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But like I said, today we've got the first brand new details of, I guess you could call it Predator 5. So we're going to go into that, and then we're also going to touch on the numerous rumors that have been circulating. I haven't even bothered addressing them, but I thought I would on this live stream just because it's funny, about all the other Predator stuff in the works from a notorious shit rag. We got this covered, and I routinely do these sort of beware, buyer beware videos when it comes to we got this covered. And I thought I'd do it again today. So again, those that are just joining in, hey, don't forget to smash that like button on your way in. On today's roundtable, I'm joined by Mr. Ellie Moses. How's it going, boyo?
Doing fantastic. Hail the table, hail the chat, hail to everyone.
Hail, yeah, just sending out the hails everywhere. So, first and foremost, introduce yourself, Ellie. Get everyone to know who you are.
My name's Ellie Moses. I'm a 20-year-old university student who started a YouTube channel last year, thanks to the help of Mr. H. And I'm doing movie reviews and just usual stuff at the moment. I'm doing my 4K reviews, but my main thing, which I'm going for, is a series called Flicks and Bricks, where I build Lego and do movie reviews, trying to have a unique take on the genre. And I guess it worked well the other day where we did a live stream of Flicks and Bricks. We went live and it actually went well with a few fellow subscribers, and we had a chat for 2.5 hours while I was building Lego. So it was really good.
Not a bad way to kill a few hours anyway, is it?
Oh, yeah. I know a few subscribers are liking it because it was some of them from the UK, like Vasi, and it was late at night. So they're like, it's a chill way to end the night. So
Vasi, the first member actually on this channel, the very first member that signed up. I will forever remember that. So what's your experience, I guess, your history with the Predator franchise? Ellie, I'm
not going to lie. The first Predator is one of my favorite films of all time. Predator's actually what got me introduced to your channel when you were first starting out. With all your comic takes and everything. I remember like the Royce, what happened to Royce after Predators, all those times we did Predator vs. Batman, all those videos. But the history of Predator, it's one of my favorite films of all time. My dad introduced it to me when I was a really young kid. And I remember it freaked me out and I had nightmares from the Predator. I used to wake up in the middle of the night thinking he's standing in the corner of my room. I'm not going to lie, because of his cloaking device.
No, he was.
No, but yeah.
I was going to take that joke down a really dark path. Right, anyway, let's shuffle on.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite films of all time. I think they don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
Definitely
don't. I don't think you can either. But we'll touch on that in a little bit. We'll do some nostalgia stuff because I want to get on to Predator 5, basically. Now, this was announced, I believe it was in November. It was initially reported that, and it wasn't supposed to come out this way either, because the director came out and was like, it wasn't annoyed, it wasn't chastising anyone, but it was like, I was really sad that the news broke because I had a really cool idea planned to announce it all, which I get, if you have a certain sort of trajectory plan to announce something, it would be a bit disheartening. Basically, Predator 5 was announced. They then confirmed it because he came out and said, yeah, no, I am working on it. Shame that it leaked out. And certain bits and pieces were revealed, very, very basic. It was set in the past, Native Americans, Comanches, and that was basically it. That was all that we heard. It was pretty basic. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we got some more details. And these are kind of character breakdowns. And this is from a casting call, basically. So there's some good information here. It's not bad information. It's is pretty damn good. So again, we will. Here we go. So this is on friends of the channel, the epic website, avpgalaxy.net. I really like them. They're a good website. I genuinely do like them. So this is the casting calls, basically. So I'll leave this link down below when this video goes up after the live stream. So please do just check it out as we're kind of going through it if you're watching it back. So it initially came out from a website no one had actually heard of called Murphy's Multiverse, which again I never even heard of. So they did their initial report, but then they went back and then they've got the new information. Are you looking at this, Ellie, or are you looking at your phone?
No, I'm looking at the comment section, and I read this last night.
Okay. Well, anyway, so the casting call is Key, female. That's her name, is Key. This is the young Comanche warrior that we are sort of thrown into. That's our main character, or what we're led to believe is our main character. Anyway, Key. She's 19 years old, Comanche. Her name Key means no in Comanche, which, like, just look straight from the off, that might sound like a really cool name on paper, but let's just think in universe here. How did their parents decide her name? It doesn't really make any sense, does it? Like, there's definitely some comedic sort of elements there. Oh, we'll just call her Key. No. What? No. Key? Yes. No. Key? What? This is massive fucking round and round in circles thing of like who are we? What are we calling this girls? But anyway, so it means no in Comanche. A name she has earned apparently by perpetually refusing to do as she is told her entire life. So it's a nickname.
Yes, for sure.
And so it's very much like, we are, I don't know, sort of fight the power sort of thing, I guess. Very rebellious, which could be really good. I'm not trying to judge it too much too soon. Key is very close to her younger brother, who's not younger by much, actually. He's only 17 years old in this story. And his name is Tarby, or Tab, probably butchered that, who is being groomed as a leader. Not that kind of grooming. As capable as any young man in the tribe, Key has always been a teacher and a source of inspiration for Tarby. In the Comanche way, she is Patsy, the elder sister that has helped to shape him. Key is a truth teller and has insight that others do not. She's a tomboy, and she wants to prove herself in the masculine world of the Comanche when danger threatens them all. Key sets out to prove that she is as capable as any young warrior. So that's the female. That's our sort of Key mate. It's actually her name, Key, but she is the key character in this in this movie. Tarby, male, 17 years old, seeking 18 apparently to play younger. This is the casting call. Comanche. Tarby's name means sun, like the star in the sky, which lets you know the tribe's expectations for him. He is being groomed to be a chief one day, having relied on the counsel of his older sister, Key, his Patsy, for his entire life. Tarby has just had a taste of success in one of his first big hunts. So there comes the sort of predator element. As he is coming of age and fresh off of his first triumph, he feels that he's now a leader in charge and no longer needs Key, which causes the first rift in their very close relationship. So first and foremost, just from the off, what do you think of those as character breakdowns? What do you think?
Listen, I think they're fine in terms of like this. I don't have too much of a problem with. I just have a problem with their age. And if we know the surrounding details of the story, it's a Predator film, 19 and 17 years old, going up against a titular ancient warrior hunter. I'm glad they're going back in time because it's better than a Predator in a school, like we got in the last film. At least they're going with a prequel idea. We've seen it before in the comics with Raphael Adolini with the gun from Predator 2. So I'm glad they're going back in time. And a way to either take the franchise, as you said it in your video, how to fix the Predator franchise, either go really far in the future, but this time they decided to go back in time, which is fine. There's many stories to tell in different time periods, so that's fantastic. But I'm just worried about their age. And
yes, so I think like what can we ascertain from their age, which is a perfectly valid point. Well, we know now that this. The thing about this one, and it's important not to jump to too many conclusions, right? Because instantly you'd go age, you'd go, well, Disney now owns Fox. Oh, Disney kids. Oh, right, yeah, makes sense. But actually, this was first started to be developed when it was still under Fox.
Yeah, it was 4 years ago, you said, or something.
Yeah, it was a while ago now. So we know that this isn't. Well, we don't know that the character's age is not a Disney influence, but we do know that at least the overall story was not a Disney influence. The age thing is definitely concerning. I would say definitely concerning because at the end of the day, and this is part of the issue with The Predator, which is that you're with each subsequent character that manages to take down these predators, you end up belittling the original character that struggled so hard to take them down. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, and sort of that world of sort of toxic masculinity, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, a 19-year-old girl and a 17-year-old. I mean, that's going to piss me off if they kill a predator. That's for sure.
I remember tweeting. I remember tweeting to AVP Galaxy, like replying to their tweet yesterday. I was like, if the Predator does not win in this movie, I want to see some spines. I want to see some bleed. Like,
I guess for a fact that they won't win because that's 19-year-old Comanche chick that's doing
Key defeated the Predator. Yay!
Like, yeah, well, see, so that's the problem, isn't it? And like I've said this anytime I've spoken about the Predator, I've always said, hey, look, you need to shake it up. Like the Predator's got to kill someone eventually. It's got to win. Like otherwise, we all know what's going to happen. It's going to go all the way through the movie, and obviously it's going to die at the end, and that's what we expect. That's what happens in every single Predator movie. They always die at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Even in
the first one, it worked because we'd not seen it before. It was great, absolutely epic. The second one was still really good because they did it in a unique way.
Yeah.
Third and fourth, I'm starting to get a little cast. Come on, AVP as well. AVPR, come on, shake it up a bit.
They still haven't learned. Well, autism beat the Predator in the last one, so I'm guessing
it did. Yeah, they wanted the autistic powers.
You do not know. I had a friend from uni. He likes Predator, and I was describing to him the story of the Predator. I was like, "Oh, they're trying to weaponize autism." He was laughing throughout the whole lesson, and every time he looked at me, he wasn't thinking about the law work we were doing. He was thinking about weaponizing autism. He couldn't stop laughing.
You're just ruining your friend's education there. Terrible. So look, I mean, at the end of the day, I really like the Comanche setting. I think the Comanche setting's epic. Like, I think that's cool.
Yes.
I think being set in the past is fantastic. Really, really good idea. Really good idea. And then you go to Native Americans, right? And you would think that going this far in the past, right? And with Native Americans, masculine patriarchy, that there'd be no way you could inject female modern politics into it. Oh, but they manage it, don't they? Like, I hate to say it, but very clearly, this is.
Listen, I'm all for another Predator film. I was so excited when this got announced. I want this franchise to succeed so much.
So do I. I was amazed this had got announced.
Because it's 4 years ago in development. That's like before the Predator, even. Like, that's during filming.
It almost sounds like they were really just trying to just go for it all in one go. Like, release this, then release the Predator, then release this, and then just big Predator universe sort of thing.
Are they going to nerf the Predator in the film? I've got questions in terms of that, in terms of like, obviously it's set in the past, but obviously we know they're advanced in tech. So are they going up against speeds? Because they like Arnold's team, they were like a full Black Ops, macho man, testosterone, everything. Like, they had everything, and they had like a backstory in terms like they're the best team to do the job. They've done so many campaigns before, and they're the only team that can pull this off, guerrilla warfare, and then they had all these weapons, unloading 200 rounds on a minigun, causing deforestation. Like, it's just pitted up against the Comanche tribe. Obviously, I'm not too fond of them. Maybe like what speeds and everything. Like, I think it'd be an easy task for the Predator. Like, if the Predator does not win, it would be the biggest insult. But they're gonna find a way.
But so here's the interesting thing, isn't it? Right? Is because looking at this, you go, right, okay, well, they're setting it in the past. Comanches, maybe they won't have high tech. No, of course they're going to have high tech. It's a fucking alien, so it's coming to the planet. Clearly, it's still got a spaceship, so it's still got high tech, right?
Yeah.
So the time period, unless they just cast off their weapons, the Predators cast off their weapons to one side. There is no logical reason why they don't just go out and just kill them all instantly.
Yeah.
Unless he's trying to do the really honourable thing of being like, well, I'll just fight with a combi stick or something like that instead.
Yeah.
A bit of a glaive or something like that, which could be really interesting. Actually, that could be a really interesting way of not nerfing a Predator,
but to uphold their honor code.
Well, upholding its honor code in canon, in lore, and making it an even match for the Comanches in a certain way. Anyway, I mean, obviously it's still like a 6 foot plus super beast, but
it's a 7. A 7 foot beast.
I think that's quite a good idea, having that. But I don't know really.
But I still because the whole stigma of answer Finn by Whites first.
Oh no! Right, hey, Mr. H and Eddie. I'd said this other week. I'd do Riddick versus Predator. Be good on a different world. Yes,
that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
It would be very good actually. We've had some good super chats coming in. So thank you so much for all of the commentary coming through. Fantastic, from Dan Tucker to the Rambo versus Arnold Schwarzenegger sort of comment as well. I want to see a 5'1", 100-pound woman beat up a 7 foot tall 300 killer alien. Yeah, I know. Well, this is the sort of this is obviously what people are going to be a little bit concerned with. But I think if you're thinking in universe, in world, in canon, the removal of the high tech weaponry, working within the honor code, I think that works quite well.
That would work well, but in terms of like a one-on-one melee, I still think the Predator would kick a.
It should be able to rip her in half, literally to tear her in half. Yeah,
like even Arnold, I know he was a bit weary at the end of the film, but he tried to go toe to toe, and the Predator took off with everything, still whooping his ass. Because the whole stigma behind the first film was that Arnie was meant to be this sort of amazing character in the 80s, unstoppable bodybuilder. And then pitted against a 7 foot tall creature. I mean, the Predator picks him up with one arm. And I wasn't alive back then, but I can see for first time viewers of that film, they're like, "Oh crap, this thing is serious."
Means business.
Yeah. So I guess my prediction is, I reckon her brother is going to die to the Predator, and she will kill the Predator. She takes the reins.
I agree. I mean, I absolutely agree. I think it's almost a bit paint by numbers at this point. Male. 17 years old, strong connection to his, brother, to his sister, grooming to be a chief one day, and they set it up. They literally set it up in the casting call, right? Tabe has just had a taste of success in one of his first big hunts. There you go. So he's getting his bolshy. He's arrogant, a bit of an ego at that point, Narratively, you can see how this is going to pan out. As he is coming of age and fresh off his first triumph, he feels that he's now more of a leader and in charge and no longer needs Key. And then he's probably going to go out again and get absolutely killed. And then Key's going to have to go and take revenge. I mean, that's basically what's going to happen, isn't it?
It's pretty paint by numbers. Yeah. Look at it. Yeah, you can tell, especially with how they're pitting out Key to be. Yeah. I would love a Key does an honorable fight, standstill, whatever, but then goes out on her knees. She gets killed in the end, but I don't see that happening. But I just cannot see a young 19-year-old girl beating this warrior. We saw, if AVP is canon, we saw 3 Predators take on thousands of alien creatures in the Pyramid era in ancient Egypt. Come on, man. There's got to be you got to ground this thing. You can't just have a female. I'm all for strong female characters. We've said it before.
Going back to what we spoke to on the last stream was Dread. And you watched that recently for the first time. Loved it. Dread is an epic film with 3 incredibly strong females in it. They're the strongest females in. Well, they're some of the strongest characters in the whole movie. You got Chief Justice is a black woman. You've got Rookie Anderson, the most powerful psychic, and you got the Mama clan, led by Madeline Madrigal. So strong females, not a problem. Yeah. But it's got to be realistic, And obviously, a lot of people will go, well, it's an alien, mate. Of course it's not realistic. Well, look, suspension of disbelief can only stretch so far until I'm snapped and I'm all the way over into outer space.
Yeah.
And like a 5'1" Comanche chick killing a 7-foot beast is going to be a bit of a suspension stretch, I think.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's oh yeah, keep going.
No, you jump in.
Oh, it's like in the Predator as well when I forgot his name, the main character. He speed tackled.
I think the character.
Yeah, Boyd Holbrook's character. He speed tackled the 10-foot super predator. I was just like, what the heck? How's he speed tackling a 10-foot giant monster like alien creature? And then it seemed to become a meme, the character. And I think the only people who really respect this character are the true fans. Because in my opinion, it's my favorite alien design of all time. They've got such potential in terms of their backstory.
It's amazing. There's endless possibilities with it, and they have not explored it enough.
I prefer Predator over Alien in terms of alien design, and he's just so badass and cool in terms of the weapons they equip, and there's so much you can do, and just his honor code in terms of like there's even deleted scenes in the first Predator where he's toying with Arnold, where he has the laser and he points it at the tree instead of his head, and he's just toying with it. They just got such a fascinating race, and it's such a shame they keep bogging it down to normal human plot. And
yeah, I agree. Big Al Games for £5, keeping the lights on. Thank you so much. Says, hi, Miss H, love your stuff. Maybe them being younger will be set up for something when they're older and more skilled. Maybe a predator killed their father. Well, with a casting call like this, and the previous rumors of this movie being called Skulls, that was like its working title. It does indicate that they are going to be young the entire time. But let's explore that. I mean, what do you think? What would you think if they, I don't know, a father killed their predator? Keeping it kind of in the bloodline. This sort of
sort of like revenge story.
Yeah. What do you think to that?
I get that they want revenge against the predator or something like that. I get that, but you just got to really establish this female character as like it's been done before. You can establish a strong female character in film, and there's plenty of examples. I know people draw on like Ripley and Sarah Connor, and everyone's like they're the only two you can draw upon. But there's plenty of others. Like for instance, animated characters, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider in the games, Ahsoka Tano, Ready or Not, Samara Weaving's character was fantastic.
Yeah,
recently watching Dread, Mama, even Lord of the Rings, like Eowyn, Arwen, like there's fantastic female characters all along. It's just they have to build her up in terms of like she has this unique skill set, she can fight, she can hold her own. They can't just have her like Captain Marvel where she just earns these not Captain Marvel, like Rey, for example, where she earns these abilities without training. Or sort of like, let's explain it in an after novel, after the film. It's like, come on.
Yeah, if I got to do surplus reading to understand your movie has failed, quite frankly.
I was thinking maybe they're 19, 17, her younger brother gets killed, and then she grows up to be older, but it doesn't look like that. Like, they're going to focus on 19 and 17. Like,
it seems to be that way. Especially the 19-year-old, that's a pretty big that's a main character casting call sheet. That's the main character casting call sheet. We've got 527 people watching. Ladies and gents, smash that thumbs up button, please, guys. Would really appreciate that. Synth Runner, hoping we get a Predator movie in medieval times. Yes, because of course there's that fantastic fan film, Predator Dark Ages. Have you seen that?
I actually
everyone's seen it. To be fair, it's brilliant, brilliant fan film. Very, very good. Guys, if you don't know what we're doing here, this is the Round Table, a live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. GMT and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Set your alarm clock or a reminder. Why? Because YouTube sucks. It doesn't notify people. So, and also this is going to be on the channel afterwards, which Jake asked that, says, do you upload streams? Not always. When it's like a news topic, I will leave a stream up after the fact, but not always. So yeah, it's not always a given. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting at this point. It's kind of like we're going to have to watch this space and see. Darren Matthews has jumped on for £5, and also a member of the channel, esteemed member, Hail, Darren. Thank you so much. Young blood coming to be blooded like the Dark Horse comic. The brother is doing the same as the young Predator. Young blood only had basic weapons. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that. So there you go. There's an interesting thing to posit there, isn't it? You know, Darren is obviously saying, well, what if it was a young blood, which is going up against them? Literally, you know, it's a parallel running there between both camps, the humans and the aliens. Would you like that?
Well, they'd have to explain it well in film that it's a young blood, because
yeah, well, but there's not going to be a way to explain that specifically unless there's some, you know, because they managed to do an ADP because they had the hieroglyphs and the artifacts.
Yes,
you're not going to be able to do that in a film like this.
Yeah.
So, unless it's just implied, you know, it's shown and implied, like maybe like a montage between Key and Tabe's father and a Predator and his father, and it's got a montage and sort of parallels between the two of them, and then they kind of run with the movie like that. That would be a good way of explaining it, I guess. Yeah. But no, I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea at all. It could work. Absolutely,
that's a way of nerfing the Predator.
Hey,
that's a way of nerfing the Predator as well, with basic weapons, as people were saying.
Yeah, but it's all. But again, careful of using, you know, terms like you know, nerf, because again, it implies that they're robbing the Predator of things. Like, that would actually make sense in canon, you know, doing something like that. It would make sense in lore, in canon. It works with the universe at large. Having a young blood or, you know, a Predator working within the honor code. What wouldn't make sense is just a 100-pound chick beating the living shit out of a 350-pound super beast. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. That is nerfing a Predator. Just that.
That can go invisible and
George Barrett, where's the lady you promised us, Mrs. Chen? Yeah, so guys, if you don't know, obviously this is somewhat off topic, but you know, super chats, I will accept any kind of topic for super chats. Miss Lauren Chen, was jumping on the channel here to do some live streams here every now and then, and also doing the Expanse reviews. I just need to get in touch with her again. That's all. So there you go. She will be back, I'm sure. I've actually finished The Expanse, but we'll touch on that later on. I've finished all of it now. I absolutely binged the shit out of it.
Nice.
So again, remember, the whole thing is, you know, there's no official plot announcement, but based on what AVP Galaxy exclusively learned and what they've put together regarding the project, we know the film is a period piece focusing around Native Americans. And then obviously they have the film's main character details here. But that was it, really. There wasn't an awful lot else. The working title is Skulls. I quite like the working title.
I like the working title. I want a different title than just Predator. Like, it's just like, you're Hollywood, man. Think of something more unique than just the Predator, like adding just apostrophes or numbers. Just try and think of something unique. Even like I like the working title Skulls, because some people might think that's not even a Predator film. Yeah. So, like, go with that knowledge and then just surprise us.
Yes. Yeah. Now, again, you know, AVP Galaxy are good friends of the channel. And if they're saying that they corroborate it, you know, they've corroborated all of this initially anyway. They said, yep, Skulls will feature a younger cast. They were specifically casting roles aged 15 to 25. So sounds pretty expansive that is what it's going to be. Very, very young. When we first heard about the project, it was also revealed to us to be in the casting stage. So I believe it's likely this information may have come straight from casting calls. And then obviously they actually found the casting sheets.
I'm just hoping.
Sorry?
I'm just hoping like we don't get as many leaks as the Predator. Like, I know this is starting, like, obviously a casting call got leaked, but hopefully this is not a sort of.
Well, the entire script for the Predator got leaked because I was doing videos on it. I said, like, I know exactly what's going to happen in this film. People were like, "Oh, you're talking bollocks."
I ended up downloading it and reading it. See, so many people said that to you about Terminator Dark Fate as well, and then look what
I know. But they say it all the time, and then they always get well. They never get proven wrong because they never bother to come back and admit, "Oh shit, I was actually you were actually right."
I actually took the time a year and a half ago to read the Predator script. I downloaded it, like the old one, and I was just like,
isn't it? Isn't it interesting? Because you can see where it's been butchered. So in the film, remember in the film, right, when there's that looming music on the pods, and then you read the script, you're like, well, it makes sense why there was looming music because there were bloody giant predator spider monkeys in it, and all those things inside.
Listen, the original script is still really not that fantastic, but it's more coherent than the.
Well, yeah, it's a garbage script, but it's more coherent for sure. Yeah. Mainly just because it has an actual, start, middle, and end, whereas the Predator didn't really. It was just kind of, it was real janky in that second act. Very, very odd second act. But because they cut out the original second act with the sort of scientist emissary predators and things like the ambassador predators that were living on Earth and the whole menagerie chased down and all that kind of stuff. The whole scene. Anyway,
I mean, the whole entire character was cut out of the film. The army general, I forgot his name, but
yeah, he was actually. Yeah, you're right there. And then obviously Dutch turning up at the end and going, even you, to the autistic kid.
Yeah.
No wonder he didn't want to come back. Fucking idiot.
There was a stupid scene where like Olivia Munn dressed up in a bikini to distract the soldiers or something, and it was like a caravan park. I was like, "What? How is this a Predator film?"
I know. It's terrible, absolutely terrible, awful stuff. So there you go, ladies and gents. First details for Predator 5. Again, try not to look at this. Try not to look at this as an element of like, oh, well, it's going to be Disney. This has been in the works for a long time, pre-Disney ownership of Fox. So I look, there is always the case that this might be garbage, of course, absolutely. But that's not necessarily going to be down to Disney. It could just be because Fox greenlit a shitty film with Dan Trachtenberg. But Dan Trachtenberg's good. I quite like it. I think he's good.
He sounds really excited and passionate about it. That's like, I like when filmmakers sort of, he seemed bummed out by the leaks and he's like, I really wanted to surprise you guys. So I like it when sort of filmmakers are really into their projects and out there about that, similar to the Sonic the Hedgehog director when obviously he apologized after the design. So I like when they're sort of honest like that.
It's just relatable, isn't it? At that point you go, oh, well, you're a human being. You're not a Hollywood fuck puppet, you're actually all right. Which is good. Like I appreciate that. I absolutely appreciate that. And when he came out and said, oh, I am, I'm pretty bummed out that it got leaked and, I wanted to surprise you and I had a really cool plan to announce it all. That's and all awesome. This stuff. I was like, shame. Yeah. Good that I know, obviously, because I wanted to know about this, but shame.
Yeah, I'm glad we found out. I'm glad there's like got something to look forward to because I thought the franchise was well done and dusted and like it would have been shelved for a little bit after 2018's film, but I'm happy that we got something. And I think he's doing a fantastic job with the setting, taking it way back because we can see the Predator in different environments. I'm not too sure. I thought similar to the Revenant where we could see the Predator in the snow against Comanche tribes though. Like we've never seen the Predator in the snow in film. Obviously, I think AVP, but something more along the lines of that and just different environments as well. So I'm excited to see that. And if you're going back in time, makes for some fantastic production design. So I'm excited for that.
It's also quite cheap, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's also quite a cheap way of doing it. The Predator would have been reasonably expensive because of everything that they had to build and blow up and navigate around, even because it's modern day, but it's still a lot of stuff, a lot of sets that you got to blow up and stuff.
And the reshoots as well didn't help.
Making a woods and just blowing up a woods Comanche, like it's relatively cheap. It's a good way to reinvent the franchise, or at least resurrect the franchise, I guess. And I'm really looking forward to it personally. I got some gripes about it all, of course.
No.
But primarily, I think it all sounds. It's all. There's a lot of positives here currently, and until we see a trailer, we don't know the real vibe they're going for. We still won't know even if a script is leaked because a script can only tell us so much. Because tone can be completely changed from a script. So we'll see. We will see. Born 7855 drops on and says, soldiers go to Predator home planet for some reason, Discover Arnold there captured in a prison for study. He sacrifices himself to get them home. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did my how to save the Predator franchise video ages ago, which says going to the Predator homeworld actually. Search for it on YouTube. A lot of people seem to really like that video and the ideas in there as well. So yeah, so there you go. There's the Predator updates for Predator 5 anyway. Now I want to touch on all of the dumb, crappy rumors that have been circulating for Predator in general. But I would, like, if you've got any viewer questions, guys that are watching this, please do drop them down below. I'll try and get to them in a second if you want them. Oh, did I miss your super chat? I thought I read that one out. Did we not read the Riddick cross Predator concept?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we did read that one out. Unless you did another one. I thought we did read that. Sorry, dude. Let me know. I can't find them again now. So please do let me know what it was, because I thought we read that one out. Odd. That's a pain in the ass. Super pain in the ass. Oh, dear, oh dear.
I wonder what the rumors are circulating this film. I haven't heard any of the other rumors besides this from last night.
Oh no, it's forever. We got this covered. They literally, there's just all of this crap about
this is the one I tagged you in like a year ago, and they're like, "Oh, Predator reboot in the works," and you're like, "What the heck, mate?" Like, there's no.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Spock, can you save me? Sent $4.99. Thank you so much. No comment there though, so I'll look out for that. Matt B, Mr. H, what about an older Predator on their last hunt? Experience versus potential. Don't have to end in the death of the Predator.
I can see ending in a way where maybe we saw in the first Predator film where he didn't harm the female because she was unarmed. And
then how would this work?
This one, she's probably gonna, maybe she puts up such a great fight against him that he just honors her and just leaves her. But I don't know, like maybe sort of gives her like something like an emblem and then just leaves off. I'm not too sure. Like that would be a fair way to end it. Obviously, it's not an insult. She doesn't defeat him, but
it'd be a bit difficult, I think, in lore to do that.
Yes,
because she's still a threat. They go toe to toe. If he wins, he still needs to take her as a trophy. I mean, that is the whole point. They are trophy hunters. So I don't know whether that would work. To be honest, I don't know whether that would make any sense. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one a little bit more to see whether that's whether that actually makes any sense or not. But basically, guys, so we had this report from We Got This Covered. Never listen to We Got This Covered ever. I can firmly always say this, and I always do these videos periodically. I'll say, guys, don't listen to We Got This Covered. They are garbage. Like, if they break a story, don't listen to them. They're absolutely shite. They really are. They're like Quentin Tarantino might write the script for Disney's Predator reboot. You put it out your ass. Like, you just put it out your ass.
Reportedly eyed the new Predator movie.
Like, you're just making it up, right? You're just making it up, right? Just stop it. You know, and this is what they've done all the time. Like, we can go through all of these things that they keep doing. Like, we go way back. They just keep making nonsense up all the bloody time. So anyway, my point is that a lot of people seem to think that there's a film in the works with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's not. There is no film in the works with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There is no film in the works with Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock. It's not happening. It's not happening. Like, I hate to break it to you. Would I like it? Yes. And would you like it? Yes.
Yes.
And that's why they write these articles, guys, because they prey on what fans want and they make bollocks up. They don't. They literally. They couldn't organize a shit in a toilet, like, let alone these stories that they they have. Like, it's just nonsense. So I thought we'd just take a look, really, just because it's funny. So look, I mean, look, Disney wants Arnold Schwarzenegger and Adrian Brody back for a new Predator movie, right? Set in the past. How does that make sense? Oh, it must be a different kind of Predator movie, right? Okay.
De-aging.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Dwayne Johnson is now eyed for another Predator.
Cobra Kai teases a Predator crossover. What the heck?
How many Predator movies are in the works? Like, is there like 3, 4, 5? Like, Christ alive. Based on these, there's 3 Predator movies in the works. One which is confirmed. We know the story details of that. There's one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Adrian Brody. And then the third one is one with Dwayne Johnson. It's Predators out the wazoo, mate.
Let's go.
I was just, you have a Predator, you have a Predator, you have a Predator. Just Predators for everyone. No, guys, this is all nonsense. This is all fake nonsense. So I hate to say it. I absolutely hate to say it. And then they even say this: next Predator movies to feature the most advanced Predators yet, set in the past.
These guys
That don't make no sense, bruh.
Bruh.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? What do you mean? They're more advanced than the ones that we see a couple hundred years in the future. How? It's not how technology works, mate.
I don't get these guys. I don't listen. Like, ever since that video when I linked you the article and you told me don't listen to them, I don't touch these guys anymore. Like,
honestly, they're such nonsense, right? So let's look at this, right? If you've been keeping track, we've been keeping track more than you've been keeping track, clearly, of the latest developments surrounding the Predator franchise, then you'll know that 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Trachtenberg has been tasked with tackling the next reinvention for the extraterrestrial icons. In fact, the filmmaker recently revealed that he'd been working on the project for the last 4 years and he wasn't best pleased that the news was made public. Blah, 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 blah. So then we go down to this. Insider Daniel Rickman has also been constantly reporting that a sequel to 2010's underrated cult favorite Predators is in the works. Don't trust a website that can't fucking spell correctly, and there are bloody articles. The Predators in the works, despite such a thing remaining unconfirmed at this time. And he's now claiming that both of the new sci-fi actioners will feature the most advanced Predators yet, sporting the latest in their species' cutting-edge technology. It's like the fucking iPhones, isn't it? Christ. Unbelievable. It's all nonsense, guys.
I bet you if you go to their other articles as well, they're always like, oh, according to insiders, they won't say who it is. Like, it's just like, oh, rumored.
I know.
Insiders have said.
Apparently, Daniel Richtman. This guy's just got scoops bigger than a fucking ice cream parlor, isn't he? Daniel Richtman has claimed that multiple additional projects are in development too. In fact, the tipster. That's it, ladies and gents. Get your waiting job near him. He's a tipster. Has now reported that an animated Predator show aimed at adults is coming together behind the scenes. Although he doesn't offer any more information than that. Fuck off. Fuck's sake. Anyway, my point was that the only thing which is actually confirmed and is actually in the works at this point in time is Predator 5 with Dan Trachtenberg. That is the only one. That is the only one. And we've got the first details of that. We have the first details. We've got the character details. And these tell us a lot. They genuinely do tell us a lot. No, because she refuses to do it. She's told her entire life. She's a rebellious girl. She's a tomboy. She wants to be a Comanche warrior dude. It's quite revealing. You know, it is quite revealing in that regard. And again, the fact that they're setting this her brother up as a character. I mean, he's only going to die, for sure. So, yeah, there you go. So basically,
if this casting calls from the 8th of January, could we expecting to be filming this year? Most likely.
No, probably not.
Oh, okay.
Probably not. So it's from the 8th of January 2020. We're in 2021. That would have gone out pre-COVID. So probably not, just because of COVID.
Speculating, sorry.
Yeah.
I think the script is probably done at this point.
The script would be long done.
Yeah.
Script would be long done. Guys, we're only at 358 likes. We've got 500 people watching. Hit that like button, ladies and gents. Smash that like button. You're still here, so you must be enjoying it. So yeah, no, 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Maybe the tail end of this year at the earliest. But remember, a lot of productions now that were in the works. Even this casting call, right? Because this is an old casting call.
Yes.
There's one thing to really keep in mind here. This is an old casting call from the 8th of January. Now, obviously, this was all revealed on, in November of 2020 that this movie was even happening. But some of these things may have to be rejigged anyway, because they've got to add an additional 20% to the budget, apparently, to do all the COVID stuff and to allow for COVID testing, distancing, shutdowns, all that kind of crap. So it may not even happen. There's been a lot of films that will just slowly die off now. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for this one, by the way. I'm just saying, it's definitely a possibility. 100% is a possibility.
Yeah. I want more Predator.
Yeah, no, I want to see it too. Oof K says, I probably butchered that, so I'm sorry. Says it's amazing. It's the same story as most everything else, with the teen girl as the lead. Wants to be the bestest, probably will be the bestest. Doesn't like girly stuff. How is that empowering? Yeah. Yeah, and I think as well, I think we'll do a live stream talking about Dread, because Dread does strong girls, women, whatever, very, 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 very well. I don't see what's overly empowering. I'm clearly not a girl, am I? So I can't relate to this, but I don't see what's empowering about this. As a guy, if I'm watching some stubborn young dude that's just pissing people off and being a little brat, I don't relate to that. I'm just gonna be like, you're a dick, mate. I want you to die. Well, that's true. I mean, that is my opinion. I mean, I don't know whether women like watching this stuff at the end of the day.
If you're depends. If you're the other side of Twitter, then yeah, probably. Yeah,
maybe. But I mean, how do you feel about what? Put yourself in these shoes here. You're a dude. You're watching another dude, main character, run around being a petulant man, basically, and saying, "No, I'm doing it my way." Blah 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 blah. Is that engaging for you or not?
Not that engaging, because there's nothing to get behind. If the others around him don't like him within the universe and the film, what's going to make me like him? Like, for instance, Game of Thrones ended up screwing this up. But with Jon Snow, I only recently watched Game of Thrones last year for the first time, but because everyone around him thought he was meant to be the next king and he was heroic, we sort of, as the characters as the audience can relate to that. Where if he's just a stubborn, stuck-up prick, like, all right, I want you to die, get out of here. Like, it's like, you need the characters in universe as well to sort of have a reason to back this guy as well, so we can support him as well.
Yeah, but they have to be engaging. We've got to actually watch this character. I want to grow with this character.
Listen, for instance, in Lord of the Rings, Eowyn, she wants to fight. She doesn't want to stay with the women and children, and she always wants to fight. And King Theoden always tells her, stick by with the children, stay them, taking the Helm's Deep, make sure they're safe. But then she disobeys him, and then obviously ends up going to battle. So if that was done right, because it was built up and it showed that she was constantly she was practicing with her sword, and then she had that interaction with Aragorn as well. And she's always said, it's always been my intention to fight. So
she also proves herself as well. And the thing about this though here is you've got a character that gets her name because she is a petulant child and refuses to do as she's told, right? So she's called Key. No. And she wants to prove herself and all these things. But if she's a petulant child, she's not by the casting call anyway. If she's that way, not going to be that likable. So when she does eventually prove herself, it's going to be quite difficult for the audience to get behind this character and go,
Yes.
"Oh yeah, you proved yourself, yay!" Most people are just going to be like, "Yeah, whatever, fuck off," you know?
Yeah. Exactly. There's nothing. It just has to be. The thing is, it has to be done right, especially if you're going with a strong female lead. It's been proven time and time again you can do it, but it's just you have to have the backing of the audience. And if she's constantly this person that says no, 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 it can become annoying. And if it's constantly repetitive throughout the film, I don't think the audience, especially for me in general, like especially in my opinion, it's not going to gel well with me. And I'm just going to find I want the Predator to kick her ass. If it's done like that, we don't know obviously how it's going to be done. But
well, the thing is with Predator, and the movies is set in the Predator universe that are good, is that these people go through very real strife. They're not like like Arnold was beaten to a bloody pulp. He lost all of his team. He was the last man standing at the end. He had to tell everyone to get to the chopper. And he was the last man standing at the end, and he almost died. He literally only won by basically sheer luck.
Yes, exactly.
I can't see this girl winning through sheer luck. So it becomes quite difficult for people, I think, to just to sort of where's the arc, I guess. Where's the character arc there? Because if she sits there and goes, "I'm the best and I'm not going to do as I'm told," and then she is the best at the end, I don't. Where's the arc?
Yeah,
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
But again,
I'm just
saying, I want to be hopeful for this. FYI, like I'm not sitting here.
100%.
But it's just being critical. It's being objective at the end of the day.
Because we become so accustomed to, especially all this woke culture and nonsense within film, and it, in my opinion, it's plagued film in the past few years. As I think it started with The Force Awakens. In my opinion, it's just continuously plagued film, and you can see that a lot of people are starting to just like call Disney out, for example, with all their stuff, for all their bullcrap. Pardon me for like swearing or anything, but it's a lot of people. I'm becoming really frustrated with it, and I'm becoming really sick of it. Like I remember they touted Captain Marvel as this must-see film, and it's a must-watch before Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I know. I do find that funny because whenever I criticize Marvel and all the fanboys jump in rabid, like the little dogs that they are, I'm always like, then you watch Captain Marvel because you told it was important, by your Lord and Savior Feige. I think he lied to you there, mates. Oh, calm down.
In the latest WandaVision episode, I know this is off topic, I'm sorry, but for instance, there was one of the characters, Darcy Lewis, or I think it was Monica Rambeau, was saying, Scarlet Witch almost beat Thanos, and then Jimmy Woo's like, I heard Captain Marvel came pretty close as well. I'm like, no, she didn't, mate. And I'm like, she got a bitch slapped with the gauntlet. Like,
she did.
She was trying to hold it off, and I'm like, oh no, please don't do it. When I was watching the film, and then bang, I was like, yes. It's like to have a character have one film over the decade and just come out of nowhere and just hold her own. It's just like, and even from the fact, you had to hand fist that in our face when the characters weren't even there at the time fighting at the Avengers headquarters. Like, how do you know Scarlet Witch came close to beating Thanos? How do you know Captain Marvel came close? Like, I know you're agents working this company, but you weren't there specifically at the battle. Like, unless you watch the film later, maybe, and you're breaking the fourth wall, trying to say in our face, these two women are strong. Like,
there was no cameras there. There was no camera crew watching it. No one knew.
Like I said it before, I'm all for strong women in film. Just do it right instead of hand fisting it. And that's why I respect that Star Wars girl's opinion, because she always stands up for it. She's like, for the first time, she actually calls it out when it happens. And she's done many takes on it. And it's just like, it's becoming increasingly frustrating. And the more I talk about it, I start to go on.
So we're getting off topic a little bit. We'll get it back on topic with respect to Predator 5. So one of the other good things that I will say, because being objective about all of this, like I am genuinely really, really hopeful. Dan Trachtenberg knows how to handle strong women.
Yes.
10 Cloverfield Lane. Great film. Great film.
Yep.
strong female, goes through strife, comes out on
Yes.
top. You know, a character that we grow with. We watch her go and go and go and go, and then boom, we root for her at the end. And then obviously a lot of people get lost at the end because they don't really like the ending. But who cares? I don't care.
That's why I'm hopeful.
It's a good character, you know. Was it Winstead? What's her
Mary
name?
Elizabeth Winstead?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I keep
No.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the one.
But
And,
not only keep going hate you.
But no, I was just going to say, I think great. Like
Yeah.
as much as we're saying, oh, you know, there's the potential for this to be, yeah. Dan Trachtenberg has a good track record. He does have a very good track record.
But not only strong women, in sort of creating like a tense atmosphere. Like, because I think
John Goodman is just
the Predator.
terrifying.
If you can make a human like John Goodman terrifying, what's stopping you from making a Yatua terrifying? Because the Predator series ended up losing that sort of tense and horrifying feeling after the first film. Like, it slowly became less and less. Hail Jasper. Can we get a Hail Jasper in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? Come on. Ellie Moses is calling the shots here. Come on. Hail Jasper.
He's been sat right at my feet, so I just needed to move him because he was
so good.
crawling around on the feet and getting in the way a little bit.
But yeah, if he can bring that tense environment and atmosphere with the surroundings back to the Predator franchise and create some amazing, horrifying elements and tense sequences, which is what's missing from the Predator series. I mean, the Predator lacked all of that. Like the Predator running around in the school, open environments, not using his cloaking device when he should. Like, I'm all for it. So
yeah. Bright Glory, long time viewer of the channel. Thank you so much for continually joining these live streams, dude. John Goodman made John Goodman terrifying. Yeah, I mean, he did, absolutely, but still had good direction for sure.
Yes.
The Harley Quinn, Dan Trachtenberg's Portal short film was awesome. He had a strong female character in that film, and she wasn't even able to speak. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he works with females in a really good way. Yeah, so you know, as much as we sat here ragging on it and going, oh, 19-year-old Comanche warrior, blah blah blah. It's just a casting call. But to be objective, you've got to look at it all. You know, the casting call doesn't look particularly good. But on the flip side of that, Dan Trachtenberg makes good films normally with strong women in. So maybe he'll make something really good on it.
Oh, 100%. I think I'm more excited. I'm more excited than like cautiously optimistic. I'm way excited to see a Predator film. But I think we are just so worried because we have seen what Hollywood has done. So that's why I think we're overly skeptical. But obviously we have to be overly skeptical because it can fall into the realms of woke or sort of, we know what can happen. That's why I think even the chat, reading the comments, a lot of people have been skeptical, like, oh, Predator losing to women. Like, it's just like,
well, honestly, the concern is absolutely founded for sure.
Yes.
Like, it's not left field concern, is it? It's not like we've not had a string of movies that are absolutely trash because of they're pushing just gender politics down our throats.
Yes.
And that's not what the Predator's about. Don't turn the Predator into that. It's not necessary. It doesn't need to be that. It's fine having characters like that and having a movie with those things in it for sure. Like, it works. I had no issue with a lot of the characterization. I had a lot of problems with AVP. But some of the characterizations were fine, and Lex was fine in it. It was pretty much a copy of the Dark Horse comic of Machiko Noguchi, or whatever her fucking name is.
Yeah.
So it can be done. It can be done really, really well. But just you just got to be careful with it, I think.
Yeah.
Zekrom, Lex was okay. Yeah, exactly. They can do it. But the concern is absolutely founded. Absolutely founded. Oh, here you go. Here's an interesting one. So, I mean, look, Corey Leader says, "Woke or not, this doesn't sound like a good idea." Well, see, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, it doesn't even have. It could just be a bad idea anyway in concept.
Yeah.
Do you share any of that, or do you think that it could be?
Is Corey talking about just the overall setting? Because I think the setting's a fantastic idea. Like
woman,
going back in time.
the young characters and things like that.
My issue is the young characters. That's the age. Age definitely is.
The setting is great. In the past, Comanche warriors, that's great. Young characters.
Exactly. Yeah. 17, 19-year-old. Have you seen some of the 17, 19-year-olds today? Mate, I know it's honestly,
dude, I struggle to buy clothes these days. I can't. I haven't bought jeans. Like, side note, weird side note. I do squats and stuff like that. I know you just see me as a floating head, but if you go to my Instagram, you I've competed as a bodybuilder and stuff. Yes. I've worn jeans for I don't know, 20 plus years, mate. I have to buy chinos. And then even then, I've got to get certain shape and size chinos because otherwise they're all made for little soy boys. It's unbelievable.
Or your tree trunks, your quadzillas.
Pain in the bloody ass. Quadzilla. So yes, I have seen the little teens of today, unfortunately, because they dictate what the what bloody fashion is these days.
Apparently. But obviously, Comanche teens are different back then. They would have been brought up a different way.
Well, so they're not wearing fucking skinnies, all right?
No, you never know.
Oh, true.
Because as you said before, it's like if Hollywood seems to stuff this up and Predator falls into the realm of this, what we're talking about, and sort of this woke, I don't know, thing, I've got no hope for anything else. If they manage to have Predator fall into this, I just hope it doesn't.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. Predator has to have a win to continue.
Yes.
So this Predator film, there's a lot riding on this Predator film. A lot.
That's a really good point you make, because I think a lot of people have just been really accustomed to, okay, Predator's going to lose at the end. It's just you get entertained for a little bit, you see a couple kills, and then the lead beats him. So
yeah.
So I get what you mean, but there's a lot riding on because the future. Because a lot of people might think, oh, it's just getting the same form. It's becoming formulaic. So you never know. They could introduce a female Predator in this film as well.
Mate, whenever anyone says female Predators, there's a weird reaction from the fan base. No, as in people are like, oh yeah, very odd, very very odd, Rule 34 level of oddness when it comes to female Predators. I don't understand because everyone kept doing that for the upgrade Predator. They were like, it's a female. I'm like, it's not a female. But it's a female. I'm like, I've got the script. It's not a female. Yeah, it definitely is. I'm like, mate, what?
I've got the script.
Why are you arguing with me about it? Why do you want it to be a female so bad? You're going to jack your Jimmy to it? I don't understand. What's the big deal? Yeah, people get really, really weirdly passionate about female Predators being in things. Don't get it. It was cool to see a female Predator appear in Predator Hunting Grounds. Cool design. Thought it worked. Wasn't bad. But yeah.
I still play that game here and there.
But if they include... that's the other thing as well. If they include a female Predator... No. Thank you. My dog was trying to climb on my desk. If they include... if they include a female Predator in this... would that be something that would be interesting enough for you as an expansion to the mythos to get you on board, despite the sort of would it be enough if the film was taking a girl power stance, I guess, is my question. So let's say worst case scenario, they do take a girl power stance.
Yes.
Would a female Predator in the expansion of the world and the mythos and the universe, would that be enough to get you on board? Even though they're still going woke girl power. Because people let stuff slide, remember?
Yeah.
People let a lot of stuff slide when they're by other things. So it's an interesting question to ask.
I wouldn't... for me, I'm just... As I said before, I'm excited to see Predator on the screen again. And I'd be all down. Even if they're going for the woke female thing,
Mm.
it's still a female predator is a predator. It's still a Yautja. It's still got all these skills. It's got all these weapons. It's got all this training from obviously this extraterrestrial society and aliens. Like I'd still pit the female predator to destroy the young female girl. I wouldn't even have it. Like even if you're going for woke power or girl on girl, it's still a predator. In the end of the day, like I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't want her to defeat a female predator. I still would want the predator to win, no matter what. As you said before, the film has a lot riding on it in terms of its ending and depending on the direction they go. Because it'd be good to see predators win for once. Like,
well, but the cast a 19-year-old character. They're not going to win. They're going to die. Like we know that. So knowing that's the case, narrative. Look.
Let me be hopeful.
Well, you're not going to. Again, like, guy, you know, I understand being optimistic, but let's not be blinded. Narratively speaking, casting a 19-year-old chick as the lead, they're not gonna brutally murder her, are they? Let's be honest. I mean, it'd be fun if they did. Be a good laugh, sure, but they're not going to. Which indicates that the predator will die, which sucks. Like that's not cool. What are you doing? No, Jasper.
Jasper has more of a chance of being a predator than a 19-year-old girl. But like, if you're comparing like sheer size, Arnie was a 6'2" weapon compared to this 7-foot giant beast who picked him up with one hand. And even I still watch it to this day and think, man, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Especially I watched Pumping Iron 2 weeks ago, and I'm just like, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. And this predator's just taking him out one by one. Even the other side characters, like for instance, Dylan, like Carl Weathers, like obviously an athlete as well. Basically most of the cast were athletes as well. And if you know the backstory of the film,
Jesse Ventura, isn't it?
Yes, and even Sonny Landham, he was even terrifying in the film, and the stories where he needed a bodyguard on set, like
that was because he was an arsehole to everyone.
Yeah. I want one.
Everyone wants a Jasper. Jasper's cool. He's a bit stinky at the moment, though. He smells a little bit. He's a bloody bath and a stinky little dog. Not cool. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, from my perspective, here's another interesting thing. They're going back in the past.
Yes.
Like, what do you want to see in this film? What do you want to see? So say you could have any expansion to the universe. What do you want to see? Not human universe, obviously.
No.
Just to specify clearly. And also, guys in the chat watching this, let me know. Like, what do you want to see? If you could have anything, what would you want to see? Whilst you're thinking there, Ellie.
I was trying to think,
David Quinones, I think. Sorry if I butchered that, dude, but thank you so much. $5 keeping the lights on. Perhaps the story may work if the young hunters of the tribe helped a lone young blood to take down another creature like the Wendigo. So that's an interesting sort of... narrative thing, isn't it? Like bring in sort of a more fantastical element to this sci-fi franchise. I don't know whether I'd like that, just because I think you smash in like a sci-fi horror with a fantasy horror there a little bit, sort of mythical elements. And the problem is does it go against the Predator's honor code as well? There's the potential for that.
Helping others.
I don't know. What's it could work, but you'd have to restructure and effectively run it as a soft reboot. That's how I would say it would work. That's my honest opinion on that. Ellie?
As like see, we've seen Predator team ups before, like in AVP with Lex, but I don't want the series to take that direction again. I think we said it before. We want the Predator to win for once, but helping them take another creature down, I know it adds, like you're saying, like a fantastical element, but I'd just like to see when you said before what you want to the expansion of the lore, The one thing I want this film to get right is that horror element. Make the Predator terrifying again, not just this gimmick.
Yeah.
And I think the director Dan Trachtenberg is his name.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg or Trachtenberg.
With his track record with 10 Cloverfield Lane and some of the chat was saying his short films, if he can create that atmosphere again, a character, like add some lore building as well and to the mythos. Hopefully the chat has some good ideas. But the one thing I hope they get that right is making this like alien creature terrifying again, which I think the films have been lacking completely. Because I think they've become really like a gimmick and just a stereotype to kill. And it's been, you could just replace them with another alien from any other film, to be fair.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there to a certain degree. So they managed to keep some of the horror in Predator 2, or like the subway scene.
That was a good scene.
Horrifying scene. Epic. Really, really cool.
Mowing down.
Yeah, the problem is obviously we know what they look like now, right? We know what they look like. And this is the problem when you come to do a creature feature when you've already revealed what they are, right? Is where do you go from there? Well, you can still keep the suspense and the sort of tension running through it. But they didn't seem to do that with the other movies.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I mean, Predator was quite good.
It was there in Predators.
I still bloody like that film. I don't care what anyone says.
I enjoy it. I mean, the one scene, I think there was an awesome scene in Predators. I know it was like sort of a callback to Billy's character where Mahershala Ali's character is just staring at the tree.
Yeah.
And even the scene with Danny Trejo's character when he's like, "Help me." I found that really scary when the Predator was using the voiceover. That was great.
Yeah. So that was a really smart way of. There was loads of things that they expanded in that movie, but then a lot of people didn't like the sort of two opposing factions. But I still didn't hate it. To be fair, I still stand by that. I like that movie quite a lot. So I think they managed to keep a certain element of the horror aspect in there. But then they completely lost it with the Predator. I don't know what they were doing with that. Just what you doing, man.
Listen, that was one of my most anticipated films of that year, and I remember seeing your reaction to the trailer, the last trailer, the final trailer, and you were so hyped. Yeah, and you were so hyped, and I was hyped with you. It was just like
garbage, and then they started getting all right, and I was like, "Oh, all right then."
Yeah.
And FYI, like I've said this time and time again because people tend to try and lambaste me with this because they think that I like that movie as a Predator movie. It's a shit Predator movie. It's entertaining.
Yes.
Like a McDonald's is tasty. You know it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm still entertained by it. It's not a good Predator movie by any stretch of the imagination. We're still entertained.
Listen, my brother always tells me, he's like, "Oh, you like that film?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to come clean. I saw it 3 times in 4 days in cinemas when it came out. I went and saw it, but that was me in denial for the love of Predator because I wanted to see Predator mow some people down. But I acknowledge that it's a shit film. Like, just because I saw it a lot and I watch it sometimes doesn't mean I like it. And I can't get through the film again. I have it on Blu-ray. I tried watching it like half a year ago, and I can't get through it. I stopped halfway through because of how stupid it was. Like the one scene I really liked was the Predator mowing down people in the lab when he just goes completely bonkers. I enjoyed that. But after that,
the whole clip before the film came out as well, didn't they?
Yes, it was one of the trailers showed up extensive.
Honestly,
I remember the first video we did on my channel, the podcast, we're talking about the Predator franchise, and we're talking in general in terms of like all the marketing for that film. The trailers had more footage than the previous film. Like they had a lot of footage of the previous film than it actually did of the main film. Like,
because they had all the death scenes and stuff like that.
Yes.
Member of the channel, John Davies, thank you so much. Not only for being a member, but also contributing and watching and being here for these live streams as well. Thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it. And thank you anyone that joins these live streams. I genuinely really do appreciate it. I've been doing this now ever since the new year. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm live 9 p.m. GMT, and that's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please do join in. Trying to keep myself sane as well as everyone else during this crappy time, because we're in lockdown in the UK, if you didn't know. So this has been a good help for me, just to sort of stay, having like a good routine, I guess. And then you guys seem to enjoy those live streams every Monday last year, so I thought I'd up it a little bit. But anyway, I digress. John Davies says, do you think that they are going for a Vietnam allegory with this film? Indigenous race able to win over infiltrator type thing? That's a very, very, very good question. Yeah, there could be the potential for that, to be honest. I don't know whether it is Vietnam as relevant today as it was back then. Now, I don't know. You got to remember who this is. Look, you've come up with that, of like, absolutely. But I'm thinking 19-year-olds who this is probably going to be marketed for will be the younger audience, because they'll assume that they've got the fans' money already. I think, yeah, that was. Did you have like what was that?
Yeah, that's what happens when you live in the hood in Australia. There's just constant driving and beefing.
And those bogans. God damn.
No, that's the wogs. This like I'm in like really wog territory. Yeah. That's the hood.
So Vietnam. Would you get it? Well, here you go, Ellie. You're young, right? You're younger anyway, 20. Would you get it if it was a Vietnam allegory? Would you understand it? Would you pick up on that?
No, because is a young girl like with the calling card and everything. You know how John Davies says indigenous race is able to win over it. Is that a race when you're pitting a young girl against this? Like, does the young girl count as the whole race?
Well, but you're using it as an allegory, isn't it? So you're using the one girl as a representation for the race versus the infiltrator, the colonizer, I guess you could say. That is representation. They're saying, right, well, you see what I mean or not?
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't get it as that, because if going into a film with a Predator film, I understand what their motives are. They're trophy hunters. They're not. I know the latest film tried to pit them as colonizers, where they're trying to take over the planet because it's warming up. But from what I know that what the Predator is to be, I wouldn't see it as a Vietnam allegory. And with the way young people are today, I do not think they wouldn't that at all. Like, no way. Like.
So that's a fair point. So I think that kind of answers it, because, like, again, John, like, I think you and me might, for sure, but they're trying to market this, I would imagine, to young people as well, and I don't think that they would get it. So probably not. But I will say this: your idea is better than what they're probably going to come up with if they're doing an allegory, because that would be a good allegory. I think that would work really well. Aces for $4.99. Thank you so much. Has any new Predator, Alien, or Terminator now will doubly fail? Because not only have they gotten worse as films story-wise, but they are now woke as hell. Yeah, I mean, I can see the argument, and I can see that there is the potential for that. I will say, though, that with respect to this, Dan Trachtenberg is the positive here. Yes. He is the guy that will make it not woke if that makes any sense. He's the selling point. Dan Trachtenberg is the selling point here. He knows how to handle strong women. He works very, very well, and his films with women are very, very good. So I think he's the saving grace. We've got a new member. Hail, Melvin Nageman, I think. Again, if I butchered that, I'm really, really sorry. Thank you so much for becoming a member, guys. Really, really do appreciate that. You get some benefits on the members-only community tabs. Go and check it out. We've got Finbar White for £5 says, who would you like to see direct new Predator film? I'd like to see Tim Burton or Luc Besson do it, as they'd have a different view on the franchise. I wouldn't want Luc Besson. He's very hit or miss. He's made some great films. He's very hit or miss. And if it's Luc Besson, it would automatically get accused of being woke, because he always likes a strong female in his films. And it would automatically get accused of being woke. And that is not good for the Predator franchise because of that. I think he's a good director when he's on point, though, and I think he could be really good, but no. I'd actually like Guillermo del Toro to do it, because I think he would do some fantastical things outside of the Predator, and maybe his Predator design would be a little bit more interesting and intricate, maybe. Or even William Eubank, the guy who did Underwater. He knows how to craft tension. Underwater was very, very tense, and I think that could be really good. You, Ellie? Who are you?
Denis Villeneuve. I think he would I think he would take it to the Predator homeworld, and I think he'd make it look fantastic with his cinematography and the way he does shots. Yeah.
That's a good pick. I don't.
Yeah,
Pick.
I think he'd make Predator look amazing.
Yeah, no, you're right. His cinematography is great. He's a masterclass filmmaker.
Even sound design as well. The way his films, judging up Blade Runner 49. I remember watching that in theaters, and I didn't even watch it in like a higher end theater. It was the sound design was pulsating, and if you can, I don't know, if you can, as similar to Dan Trachtenberg, like that, creating that atmosphere, especially with the Predator, and like I don't know, I think his film, Denis Villeneuve, would work well set on the Predator homeworld, like you would set it. Like
yeah, I like that.
Because he knows how to use location fantastic, and as you said, you can go to Jordan or the desert in America and do something like that. So
I said go to the Australian outback in winter when it's cold.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You could wear the suits then; it would work. I think I said that in that video. I think
come to the hood.
It would absolutely work.
Yeah, there's plenty of fantastic locations out
there.
Yeah,
I was like, I'll go to Australia on like a little bit of a gap year. You know, when it wasn't a gap year because I was working. I just go to Australia. Why not? You know, go on a working visa. What am I doing here? This is crap. Bloody spiders around me. Bloody cold. What's going on?
The weather's fantastic now in the summer here.
Oh, good for you, mate. I got snow outside my house. But anyway, Mr. L says, do you think that AVP will get a second chance or nah? Not unless a Predator movie is a success and something Alien is a success. They won't just smash them together needlessly. What do you think, Ellie?
As I said before, it depends on, this film has a lot riding on it. As you said before, it depends on how well this film does and whether the interest is there. Because, for instance, the Predator had about, I think it was a 70 million budget initially before the reshoots, or something around that, and then it made around 180 million. But if the film was made for 20 to 30 mil, it would have been considered a success.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it would have made good money then.
And I think with the setting this is going for, and you don't need CGI for Predator because it's a guy in a suit. You don't need much CGI. And I was when I was watching Dread, the film did not have that much of a big budget, and they were still able to create this mad mega city landscape. Like,
well, a lot of that is Johannesburg.
Like, nice.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain a lot of it was shot in Joburg.
So you don't need that much of a big budget for a Predator film.
No, you just have to think outside the box. So,
and then I think the money can be made there.
Yeah, Jack, great contributor to these live streams and also a valued member of the channel. Thank you so much, dude. Off topic, but did you see the clip Steppenwolf versus the Amazons? Steppenwolf looks scary, brutal, and violent. Woke Twitter attacking Zach for violence against women. I've not seen it, man. So a lot of the actual footage I'm trying to stay away from because I want something to watch, I guess, when it actually gets released. So I am staying away from that. So I haven't seen it. But in terms of Zach being attacked by people because someone's beating up women, they're Amazons. That's what they do. Fucking idiots, man. Idiots everywhere.
They beat up men, so.
Hate it. I hate bloody woke Twitter. Piss off. Die in a ditch, please. No one wants you. Like, no one wants you. Aphelion, I think. Sorry if I butchered that. Predators fighting legions, Rev 709s, for killing the humans in 2042. I mean, we would be bigger adversaries having to adapt to fight Legion. So you're talking about like a Terminator Predator crossover.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was a bit lost about the Legion thing, but then I remembered Legion in Dark Fate.
Yeah, well, so he's saying the Rev 7s and 9s, but Legion, the sort of Skynet light. I wouldn't hate it, I guess. I wouldn't hate it, but again, Predator versus Terminator has been done better in the Dark Horse crossover, Alien versus Predator versus Terminator. Yes. That is a good crossover. I actually did it here on the channel, I think.
Yes, I watched that one. That's fantastic.
Did I do that as a full read through or not? I can't remember if I did, or did I just go through it and explain it?
I know was the one versus Batman a full read through? Was it Batman?
Yeah, that was a full read through.
Yeah.
I've got that as a hard trade paperback. I've got so many of these comics like just sat there in my conservatory. Like
the Kong one is really good. You're doing at the moment.
The what one?
The the Kong ones.
Oh, it was only 4 episodes. It's done.
Yeah,
Sadly.
it's
It's all done.
I've yet to watch the last one, but I've watched.
Okay, yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm going to be doing the Godzilla ones next, and
Oh,
I'll
that's
probably
right.
work my way back to some Predator stuff, and also I've still got to do a lot more Hellraiser stuff. There's loads of stuff of that to cover.
Have the new Predator Marvel ones come
I
out?
know people get sick of it, but
No.
I'm like one of the only guys on YouTube that talks about it. So for a fandom, you know,
Yeah.
they have some like an outlet where people still talk about it.
Yeah.
Mr. L for $4.99 says, "Is Godzilla vs Kong technically the first versus movie to be rebooted, remade in cinema history?"
What do you mean?
Well, so he's basically because there was a Godzilla vs Kong before. Basically, this isn't the first one.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the one where he puts the tree down him.
Yeah, whether it is, to be fair.
We had AVP twice. Does that count, or that's sequel more? Like,
yeah, sequel really. Maybe. Well, no, not really. Well, maybe an official versus title, maybe, because like, we've had Batman versus fucking Joker in loads of bloody films now.
yes.
So yeah, you might be right there, actually.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think you actually might be right.
Freddy vs. Jason was one. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so Gino X1987. How would you go about making the Predator scary and wow us again? So literally, it is. I would do that video. I would do the wait for it. I'll try and find it and put it in the chat. It's a video. It's an old video. I did it years ago.
it's a good video actually.
It was how to save the Predator franchise, or how to fix the Predator franchise. 40,000 views. I'm really proud of this video. It was just me sort of sitting down and discussing it, but people seem to really like it. I would just do this. I hate it's not a cop out, but because the video kind of explains it a bit better than I can, and it's more in depth. I mean, it's like 12, nearly 13 minutes long. So go check it out because it will explain it a lot more than I can right now. But go check that out. I think you'll like it.
500 likes. Oh my lord, Vessi.
Hey, say again.
Oh my lord, 500 likes, Vessi.
Yeah, good. We're getting there. Good. Quite surprised I haven't put together a 40K movie, to be honest, practically filled with horror. So they're doing a series called Eisenhorn, apparently. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you are right. Why haven't we seen a movie yet? Yeah. Well, no idea at this point, but maybe they're afraid of it, sort of crossing the boundaries and stuff like that, because 40K is very brutal, as you say, filled with horror for sure. So yeah. Yeah, difficult one, really. The Warp would make a great horror. Yeah, well, speaking of the Warp and a good sort of crossover, because a lot of people say that the Event Horizon is obviously a bit of a Warp sort of film. The Event Horizon was supposed to be getting a TV series on Amazon Prime, but that's stagnated as well. Interesting snippet of info there for you. That's, again, one of those things which may have suffered because of COVID. A lot of things that I've announced that probably will now probably fall by the wayside. Even that Eisenhorn, haven't heard anything back from that now for a long time. There's a lot of stuff that will slowly just die off because it's not, well, yeah, just good opportunity just to kill stuff off. They can now. Ellie looks like a younger Royce from Predators. There you go. You can do your best Clint Eastwood impression, Ellie.
Oh man, can I work on it quickly?
Yeah. That's
Clint Eastwood.
Don't you worry about it. Another day.
I remember you went off at me on our first video for the Get to the Chopper. You're like, "Is that all the energy you got?" you did it today. I was about to call you out. I'm like, "Is that all you got?" I was like, "Nah." He's like,
"Oh, no, I run this show. I'm allowed to be a little bit tired. It's fine."
Come on,
Lee P says Yautja must be brutal, cunning, scary, and intelligent. back to basics approach is needed, and good character writing is a must, like AVP2 and the Pred.
Wait, are you using AVP2 and the Pred as a good example?
I'm what? Well, if you like AVP2 and the Predator, absolutely. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to shit on anyone that likes any of the films because we all have our personal taste. But I would say for this to be a success, undoubtedly, I think we can all agree that regardless whether you like those films or not, it needs to be better than them because they weren't a success. So, this film to blow up and be what Disney inevitably want it to be, to make more of them, it needs to be a bigger success than those films were. So,
well, the best thing about AVP2 was Wolf, in my opinion.
Oh, dude, you're being hounded here. Look.
Why is it me and every time hopping on with the hashtags,
mate? Well, look, that's what kids do, I guess. I don't know.
I love the support.
There we go. You gotta. There's loads. Look, they're just coming in, dude.
I thought he was.
Chat, don't bully my guest. All right, let's not.
You know what? I like the bullying. I can take it. It's all good. Oh, Tom, Midnight Edge is here. Is it Tom?
Oh dear, oh dear.
Is Tom in the chat or is that Andre?
That will be Tom. That will be Tom Connor. Do it. The Emperor impression.
Your Emperor impression is pretty good, actually. That's funny. The Rise of Skywalker. Every time you do it.
You got a little Palpatino coming through there.
I can do a little bit of a Gollum one, but it's not the best. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not the best one, but that's the only one I can have a go at. I don't know if I want to do it.
Oh, I tell you what. One thing, which has just occurred to me with this Predator 5 thing, they won't be able to fit any of those callbacks in. They won't be able to get to the choppers or
They won't
be able to say any of that. They might be able to do that if it bleeds, we can kill it, or it bleeds so we can kill it, or something like that. But they won't be able to do many because that always pisses me off about these sequels. Like, don't
funny
fucking bring that stuff into
the one that pissed me off the most about the Predator was how they had aerial shots of the Predator from the original Predator. How they had aerial shots blurred out. I'm like, how? Like, you had surveillance going around.
Yeah, true. But I hope they don't do the callbacks. Would be a bad thing. I think if they keep that, they'd be difficult to do callbacks. To be fair. Okay. Lee P. He was right. He did say unlike. Yeah, he was supposed to say unlike. Okay. Yeah, honestly, you can like what you like, man. I'm not. This is just my personal opinion. So don't. If you do like it, you like it. That's absolutely fine. Get to the wigwam. Finbar, brilliant, dude. I like it. Get to the TP. Jack says, would anybody like to see Arnold doing a comeback in Predator? If so, what role could he do in his age? I wonder. So that's interesting, isn't it? Like,
well, we're not going to get him in the latest one for sure.
No, they can't do because that's back in time. I've past a certain age, these characters can't be what they were before, and you've got to let it go. And I know that's it's blasphemy to say. I know that, but genuinely, you do have to. If they did a blend of CG with Arnold, you could have him back as his sort of character from Hunting Grounds, blended with some sort of DNA splicing and stuff like that, and that'd be quite cool. Why not? Outside of that, you've just got to have him as a sergeant or a commanding officer that works as a consultant on these things. The head of a company or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, he had a small role originally in the Predator, but I think if you need Arnold to come back, I think he would like a major role, as he said, because he didn't have a big enough role in The Predator. But I'd like to have something maybe sort of like a PTSD Arnold, where he's having like he's haunted by the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could figure out a good way of working in the Predator in that universe with him going in through PTSD and stuff, that could be quite interesting, to be honest. Maybe him trying to live back in suburban life, or even just living in the woods in the forest somewhere
maybe
away.
He's going hunting like with his grandson or something, and he just has callbacks in the woods. And it's like,
But then does he have PTSD, or is something actually following him? Because tales have spanned the universe of his Predator kill.
Exactly.
Maybe that could be quite good fun, to be honest. Mr. L, watch AVP2 with a blindfold. No difference. It's about right. I like that. It's about right. George Barrett, Leto's going to knock it out in the Snyder Cut, or is he going to do a bigger squat than in Suicide Squad? Come closer. Shh. Andre loves this guy. What the F? Does Andre like Jared Leto? Does he? I didn't know if he did or not. I think Leto looks better, but he has to completely change his characterization of the Joker for it to be a good Joker. Like if he just looks different and he's the same, Jasper, get off my desk.
Tom said squat.
Yes, dog. Come here. Sorry, my dog literally climbed on my desk. Right, okay. He would have to be a completely different character for me to like him in Snyder Cut. I don't know what about you.
It's all good. It's all good having the look. It's all about the performance now.
Yeah,
how that translates to the screen. But it's going to be a 4-hour movie. I don't know if they're gonna I don't know how well the film is going to be from the actual Justice League. Like, it could have all this hype around it and then just be this big flop. Like, I think, remember Tom was talking
about. Of course. I mean, you've only got to look at the BVS director's cut to see that. Well, some people liked it. Some people were like, yeah, it's still shit. Yeah. So, this isn't. Make no mistake, this isn't going to it may drastically change it, but I don't think it will. But whatever. I don't think it'll drastically change it. I think if people enjoy it, more for you. Like, absolutely enjoy it. Get what you want out of it. Absolutely. I see nothing wrong. But also, in the same breath, don't knock people that don't like it, because that's dumb.
Yes. So that's instant. Like, same thing with Marvel fanboys. They just attack you. Like, I know Zack Snyder's got his own following. Like, all these people supporting. Like, I remember I was looking at some of the tweets yesterday with some people looking at Jared Leto's Joker, and some people were tweeting after it, like, saying, "Oh, it's way better than Joaquin Phoenix's one." Like, just, you've seen what he looks like. Like, you haven't seen the performance or nothing yet. Like, relax. Like,
yeah, I don't think Leto would have to do an awful lot to even be, in my head, to even be on par with Phoenix, and that's but that's because I really enjoyed what Phoenix did with that character, and the writing was so beautiful on that film. Such a very, very, very good film on many levels. It transcends a comic book movie. That film. It's not a comic book movie, but it is. It transcends it. It's a very, very good film. So yeah, well, whatever. We'll see. We will see. So yeah, I think that. What? Not hard to make a Predator movie. Syria. Predator slicing up ISIS fighters. CIA dude trying to recover downed Yautja craft. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. What would you like? What would you say to that?
That'd be awesome as well. You can set that fantastic, like, set in the Middle East. Like, there's endless possibilities you can do with the Predator franchise. Like, you can set it anywhere. I think there's plenty of locations around the world to set it in if you're not going, obviously, to their planet. Whether future, present, past, there's plenty of places you can set the Predator in. It doesn't have to be a jungle, but Syria, that's a fantastic idea. Like, trying to, I guess, gather their technology. But yeah, and then Predator just takes them out. That would be fun to see. But then as well, you'd have, like, how would you tell that story? Would you have to like have it from the perspective of an ISIS fighter trying to rebel, or you're following the protagonist, or is it going to be from the point of view of the predator? So,
well, so that's one of the things that people have always asked for. They've gone, do a movie from the predator's perspective, just the predator's perspective, and it's like that'd be really difficult to do, or like nigh on impossible. It would basically be a silent movie, and they don't do very well this day and age. They don't do very well, so I don't know whether that would be, I don't know whether that would be anything we would ever see. But what do you think to that? To be honest, as a potential for the future.
I'm not too sure. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, not too sure on that.
No.
Topher Grace's Blade.
Not with the way they're going with hiring.
I got so much shit for that video. People are like, so what's wrong with them hiring? What's wrong with it being an all-black cast? I'm like, I didn't say that. No, nowhere did I say that. I said it's racist to only hire, to only look at hiring black people. Racist. I don't see. And it's amazing as well, the amount of people on that Blade video that are like, well, yeah, but of course, you know, of course they're going to hire a black person because they can write black people and it's important to the culture. And I'm like, mate, Blade's fucking British. He was born in the UK and he's half black and he's a man. You've hired a black woman from the States. I mean, that's not exactly integral to the character, is it? If these fucking people are so stupid.
Like, I think people have to look. There's laws in society. That's just straight up discrimination. Like, I know in Australia that'd be against fair work, where you got to hire the best person for the job and look at the candidates and their qualifications, not just based on their rates. That's straight up discrimination. Like,
yeah,
it's just
well, that's what I was saying.
It's funny how people are blind to that side of things.
Yeah,
and I try to be like,
and also as well, like as far as I was concerned, Blade had absolutely no. I think so I titled that video, you know, Marvel go extra woke for Blade movies. Stop moving my mic, Jasper. You know, for you know, go extra woke for Blade movie, and it's true because ultimately, what comic or what storyline is integral with Blade and his race? Like, I can't pick one out, not specifically. So you also have to go, right, okay, well, they're hiring someone. They're only hiring black writers because they want the character of Blade and his blackness to be important to his character, right? So that, to me, that fundamentally changes the character. Now, that's fine if they want to do that, but to me, that's a bad sign because you're changing the character to something that he wasn't really. Not from my knowledge anyway. I could be wrong, but it's not from my knowledge. And so then when they're doing that, okay, that's right. Okay, fine, sure. But then you look at who they hired, someone who did the Watchmen HBO series, and you go, well, you know exactly what direction they're going in with this.
You know their intention.
You know exactly where they're going with it, and then it is absolutely woke crap.
I haven't seen the Watchmen, but I've seen enough commentary on it to know what they've been doing. And if you're like, it's got to the point where if you're going that direction and you're completely changing the character for the comics, you're going to upset fans of the comics now as well, regardless of what gender, race they are. I think that a lot of people might be saying that's not my Blade. Like, I think it would get to that point.
Well, let's put it this way: like, Wesley Snipes was a great Blade. Yes. You know, Blade as a character is a great character. He was created by a white dude and was written by a white dude.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that he's black is literally not important, and that's the point. 100%. Why should your blackness be important to you? Like that's surely you as a person. Like, I don't run around going, I'm white. My fucking whiteness is important to me. I don't give a fuck if I'm white. I could be tangerine for fuck's sake. Like, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not important day-to-day life.
Exactly. Like, you're pointing it out.
This is so again, you in Australia, you have a very similar stance to other people in the world. is that this black versus white concept of blackness and whiteness being, whoa, it's really important. That's a very American-centric stance because it's
100%.
nowhere else in the world, really.
Yes.
And the Americans that are making these movies need to realize it's quite a myopic stance because outside of America, most people don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because I think the BLM movement has sort of like that's taken like a big toll on everything. It's just sort of the whole world knows about it now, and it's gone
Marxist propaganda shite.
It's gone around to everywhere. Where even the Premier League, because I'm a massive Arsenal supporter, the Premier League, they're doing it before games now every time. Like,
no, they get booed though.
Oh, there's no crowds to boo them. So,
no, but you know they were getting booed.
Okay.
Did you not know that?
No. I know they're still doing it before games.
They got down on their knees, and their fans, they're paying supporters, booed the shit out of them because they're like, "What are you doing? Wow. Get up!"
They're still doing it. Like, it's still going on today, and I think it just shows like how different America is to like some of the rest of the world. Like, no offense to Tom, I think Tom is in America, but like I think
no offense, it's fine.
Yeah,
no, you're not being offensive. It's fine.
I think just America. There's good people there, but there's also that section that's just very, very patriotic. And once they stick to one side, and then it's rubbed off on the rest of the world. But I know it's Australia, as you were saying before, like we don't get involved in that crap too much. Like it's just like they're trying to. I know, as you said, it's Marxist propaganda. They're trying to bring it out to the rest of the world. So.
Well, it is. I mean, it was there on their website. Like I said this, and people were like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "It's literally on their website, you dickhead." Like, don't be a moron.
Yeah.
Like, at least know what you're talking about if you're going to enter an island.
Yeah.
Like, Christ alive. Anyway, whatever. How do we get onto that? Oh, we're talking about Blade, weren't we? But,
some of the comments were funny. They were saying the Predator would be scared to come to Australia.
So some of them said he would find a drop bear and kick the shit out of it.
Listen, us Australians, the Predator. No, I'll try to do Clint Eastwood. No, Wakey. No.
Clint Eastwood, bruh.
Bro, I can do Gollum. That's about it. Not Clint Eastwood. I can't do the Clint Eastwood one, man.
Bruh. Dear oh dear. That's that was, I liked it. It was good. It was good. Satisfactory. There you go. I can just imagine the Aussie Predator movie. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Oh, that some guys had some like fantastic Pacific Rim edit on YouTube, and it was just like, you know, the Aussie striker Eureka, and they had like some edit was like when they were beating up the kaiju in Australia, and they had some edit of, like, what's really going on in the kaiju, and it just had like the C word and just swearing like, take this, you. I could have stopped laughing. I was like, "Yep, that's probably right." I could have stopped laughing. I just, it's awesome being Australian, man.
That's funny. That's very, very funny.
It's just a little edit, and it had me in jokes because I'm like, that's so relatable.
Have you seen they're doing Pacific Rim the Black? And
yes, I've seen your reaction videos to it.
That's set in Australia, isn't
Some guys like, oh, they're in Australia, but they have American accents. But I was just like, I don't know. Like, it's probably
if you watch, there's a new teaser that came out. They have Aussie accents. Ladies and gents, Ellie Moses' channel. I've just linked it in the chat. Don't subscribe to it if you don't like the content.
Yes.
Watch the content. If it looks like it's going to appeal to you, subscribe. Don't subscribe otherwise. There's no point. He's not sat here begging for subs. I'm not sat here asking you to subscribe. Don't do it. No fucking point. Just check out the content. If it looks like you like it or whatever, then subscribe. But don't otherwise, because it will just hurt the channel. But yeah, like I said, check it out. I'll leave it down there again. I'll leave it down in the description box as well. But that about wraps it up now. Ellie, where can people find you?
I am Ellie Moses 14 on Twitter, because obviously that name was already taken. But on YouTube, I'm Ellie Moses. Been doing live streams every Friday night, so Thursday morning for people in England. It's called the Wonder Up, where I do the Wonder Vision review straight after. My main thing is I'm trying to do a unique take on film reviews, where I do Flicks and Bricks, a series where I build Lego and do movie reviews. And one day I'm gonna have H build Lego with me. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Well, would I be building Lego here and you'd be building Lego there, or
yeah, both of us together.
right
Yeah.
in the same place or on a stream but different
on
location?
a stream, different location. Unless you want to come to Australia.
I've been to Australia, man. It was
Again.
interesting.
No, because you're in Newtown. Of course it's gonna be interesting.
That good gelato, I'll tell you that much. I enjoyed the gelato. And the Thai,
like,
the Thai food was great. Fucking Thai food.
Like, do Gollum in a predatorish way. What the heck?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me over on Twitter and Instagram at Missed Reviews. It is literally the same thing over here. Yeah, I need to get my Instagram followers up apparently. So follow him on Instagram. I don't really do some dog there, so follow him on Instagram. There you go. I will actually end up posting some more workout stuff on Instagram soon. Awesome. To be fair. So yeah. Please do check it out. But you can find me on YouTube live streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 9 p.m. GMT. This is the Round Table. It's a new series that I'm doing here where we cover some topics. If we're not covering a topic, it's just to hang out with a few guests. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Twitter and Instagram, Missed Reviews. Peace out, Ellie. Peace out, chat.